Alexa, open the magic door.
Welcome back to the magic door. In front of us is a land of adventures that begins here, with 3 roads. One leads to the mountains. Another leads to the sea. The last is a spooky adventure starting on a path into the dark forest. Oh my, there is also a special envelope here for us to
Alexa,
open.
what items do I have?
You have 1 dragon pebble, 1 flute, 1 glass bottle, 1 message, 1 recipe, 1 seeds, and 1 small gold key. If you'd like to know more about an item, ask me to describe it. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest? You could also open the envelope.
Describe the recipe.
The recipe reads, Recipe for Giant Fairy Fern. Ingredients: 1 mangrove tree root from the tropical island, a handful of pine tree needles from the mountain forest, 1 4-leaf clover from beyond the garden path, and 1 pebble laced with dragon's breath. Instructions: take all ingredients to the lady gnome who lives in the pine forest in the mountains. She will cook them in a large copper kettle until boiling. After cooling, pour potion over any newly planted seeds. Within a day, your fern will start to grow. Within a week, it should reach its full height. Remember, final plant height is over 2,000 meters, so plant your seeds wisely. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest? You could also open the envelope.
To the mountains.
We walk toward the mountains. There is a fork in the road leading to 2 paths. One is a dirt path leading into the forest. Another is a stone path leading to a flower garden. There is also a sign next to the road. Would you like to take the forest path or the garden path?
The garden path.
Okay, follow me into the flower garden. Let's walk on the stone path. The path wanders past colorful flowers and takes a turn, leading to a wooden fence with an open gate. A fuzzy white rabbit sits next to the gate. Maybe we should talk to him. Should we go through the gate or stay in the garden?
Stay in the garden.
Okay, we will stay in the garden. There are lovely flowers and lush bushes all around us. We see a dirt path directly in front of us heading through the flowers. We also see a beautiful rose garden off to the right. Should we take the dirt path or go into the rose garden?
Take the dirt path.
Let's walk on the dirt path together. Look, in the middle of the path is a large stump. On it sits a glass bottle, with a piece of paper inside. Should I pick up the bottle or continue past the stump?
Continue past the stump.
Okay, we continue on the dirt path and pass by the stump. The picket fence ends abruptly, running directly into a brick wall that runs for what seems like forever. Right in front of us is the magic door. Should we go through the magic door or should we return to the glass bottle?
Return to the glass bottle.
Okay, we return to the stump and the glass bottle. I pick up the bottle and take out the paper inside. It contains a handwritten message that reads, "The princess needs your help. Follow the daisies." I see daisies growing a few feet in front of us. They form a line that passes through the grass and leads to the wooden fence. They pass through a break in the fence and into a grove of trees. We follow them, crossing into the trees. As we walk along, we hear the sound of water. We follow the daisies down a short hill and directly to a rocky creek. There are boulders making a path across the creek to the other side. However, the daisies do not cross the creek. They run next to the creek on our side. Peeking out from the daisies next to the creek is a small brown basket. Should we cross on the boulders or stay with the daisies?
Stay with the daisies.
Okay, we continue to follow the daisies alongside the creek. A scraggly little troll suddenly jumps out from behind a tree and yells,
"Stop, travelers! You must answer my riddle correctly, or you shall not pass."
Should we talk to the troll or turn around and run?
Talk to the troll.
Okay, I tell the troll that we will try to answer his riddle. He excitedly claps his hands and jumps happily in the air.
Perfect! Now listen carefully. What fancy hat sits proudly on your head, but can't protect you from rain or sun?
Do you know the answer?
A crown.
The troll jumps with glee again.
Correct.
He bows to us and bids us farewell as we continue on the path of daisies. The path takes us into a patch of clover. Listen, do you hear someone crying? We look around and see a young woman sitting in the clover with her head down. She calls to us and we run to her.
Oh, please help me. I am Princess Daisy, and I have lost my crown.
Should we help the princess or continue walking past her?
Pick up clover.
Okay. I pick up a handful of clover. Oh look, I have a 4-leaf clover. How lucky. I will keep it safe for us. Should we help the princess or continue walking past her?
Help the princess.
Okay, I tell the princess we will help her and she stops crying. She stands up and explains that she set her crown down on a nearby rock when she stopped here to look for 4-leaf clovers. When she returned to the rock, her crown was gone. She has looked for hours and cannot find it. Tonight is the annual royal ball, and she must wear her crown. Should we look for it here in the clover or go back to the troll?
Go back to the troll.
Okay, we return to the daisy path, where we hear giggling. The troll suddenly appears again.
Travelers, answer my next riddle correctly, and you will have what you are looking for. When 3 becomes 4, what little green plant is struck with luck?
A clover.
Yes! How smart you are!
He reaches into his burlap sack and pulls out a shiny gold crown. He hands it to you, and we quickly return to the clover to find the princess. She is ecstatic when she sees the crown. You hand her the crown and she hands us a small pink box. I wonder what's inside.
Come with me to the royal ball. We must hurry, though. It starts very soon.
Should we go with the princess or head back to the garden gate?
Go with the princess.
She is very excited that we have decided to go with her. We all walk together, briskly, past the clover and into a dense forest. It is dark now, but we soon see lights and hear music. The forest ends, and before us stands a stone castle. The princess leads us through the front gates and into a courtyard. In the courtyard, we see the rabbit from the garden sitting on a bench. The princess runs past him, places the crown on her head, and goes through the main castle door. The castle door then slams shut in front of us. It is now the magic door. Would you like to open the magic door and start a new adventure?
Yes.
The door is open. A new adventure awaits. In front of us is a land of adventures that begins here, with 3 roads. One leads to the mountains. Another leads to the sea. The last is a spooky adventure starting on a path into the dark forest. Oh my, there is also a special envelope here for us to open. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest? You could also open the envelope.
To the sea.
Okay, follow me on a sandy path leading up to a bluff overlooking the sea. The path takes us through tall grass up a big hill until we come to the edge. The bluff is high above the shoreline, where waves crash below. We can see so much from up here. The sea seems to reach forever. As we look out to the water, we see a boat floating next to the shore below. There appears to be a narrow path here that leads down to the boat. We also spot an eagle soaring directly above us. We watch him fly over a nearby bench and then into a forest of pine trees about 50 feet ahead. Would you like to walk down the path to the boat, follow the eagle, or go to the bench?
Walk down the path.
Okay, let's walk carefully on the narrow path down the side of the bluff toward the sea below. Soon, we come to a small boat drifting in the calm sea water. Follow me into the boat. The boat glides through the tranquil waves. We see a tropical island in the distance and seem to be headed straight toward it. As we approach the island, the boat moves toward a quiet cove protected by mangroves. However, off to the right, there are dolphins swimming away from us heading around a rocky cliff on the island. Should we continue to the quiet cove or turn to follow the dolphins?
Continue to the quiet cove.
Okay, let's continue toward the quiet cove. As we drift into the cove, We are surrounded by lush greenery. Mangroves encircle us and the sound of the jungle intensifies. We are coming close to a small beach in the middle of the cove. Oh, look down now. The water is shallow and it looks safe to hop out of the boat and walk onto the sand. As we walk up the sand, we see a gravel path heading into the trees in front of us. To our right, there is a small creek emptying into the ocean. Should we take the gravel path or walk along the creek?
Take the gravel path.
Okay, let's walk along the gravel path. We walk right into a thick jungle of mangroves. The trees have such big roots that rise up from the ground, almost forming a tunnel of sticks and leaves around us. Wait, stop. Do you hear that? Listen carefully. It sounds like a monkey. We walk faster and the monkey sound gets louder and louder. We come to a small clearing and a very tall tree stands before us. The monkey is high up in the tree. Should we call to the monkey to come down or keep walking on the path?
Take a mangrove root.
Okay. We walk right up to the tall mangrove tree and break off a piece of one of its many roots. I will keep it safe for us. Should we call to the monkey to come down or keep walking on the path?
Start over.
Are you sure you would like to return to the beginning of the magic door?
Yes.
Welcome back to the magic door. In front of us is a land of adventures that begins here, with 3 roads. One leads to the mountains. Another leads to the sea. The last is a spooky adventure starting on a path into the dark forest. Oh my, there is also a special envelope here for us to open. Would you like to go to the mountains, to the sea, or to the dark forest? You could also open the envelope.
To the mountains.
We walk toward the mountains. There is a fork in the road leading to 2 paths. One is a dirt path leading into the forest. Another is a stone path leading to a flower garden. There is also a sign next to the road. Would you like to take the forest path or the garden path?
The forest path.
Okay, follow me into the forest. There are tall trees all around us. To our left we see a path of pine needles leading into the trees. Ahead, off to the right, we see a ray of sun illuminating something shiny near some boulders. There are cobblestones leading to it. Should we follow the cobblestones, take the pine needles path, or stay on this dirt path?
Take the pine needles path.
We walk through the tall pine trees along a path of fallen pine needles. We soon hear someone whistling a happy tune. As we walk, the whistling gets louder. What would you like to do?
Pick up pine needles.
Okay. You scoop up a pile of pine needles and hand them to me. I will keep it safe for us. What would you like to do?
Go toward the whistling.
We continue walking, going toward the whistling. Soon see a little lady with a pointy hat. She is whistling and putting things from the forest floor into a basket she is carrying. She spots us and walks toward us.
Hello there. I've been waiting for you. There's chatter in this forest about how you are the ones who will help us find the wise wizard. Well, I am the gnome who will help you make the potion you will need to get to the wizard's tower. First, let's see what ingredients you have collected.
Should we show the gnome what we have?
Yes.
Okay. I show the gnome everything we have collected.
Oh my! You two have found everything. Amazing! Let's not stand around here any longer. Follow me to my cottage and we will make the potion to grow the magical fairy Fern.
What would you like to do?
Follow her.
I tell the gnome that we will follow her. Together we walk along the pine needles path until we come to a quaint cottage. The gnome welcomes us inside. We sit down at her kitchen table and watch as she starts a fire underneath a copper kettle in a large stone fireplace.
Okay, it's time to put in the ingredients you have collected.
Would you like to put the ingredients in the pot or should I?
I will.
Okay, I give you the ingredients. In the kettle, you put in the 4-leaf clover, the handful of pine needles, the dragon pebble and the piece of mangrove root. The gnome stirs them all together with a wooden spoon and the mixture begins to sizzle. The gnome takes a large ladle from her kitchen counter and dips it into the kettle.
Aha! It's ready. Now, you do have a glass bottle, don't you?
Did we pick one up? Let me check. Oh, yes. Thank goodness. We have one. I hand it to the gnome.
Fantastic! I'm so impressed with your finding skills.
The gnome pours the lady of mixture into our glass bottle and hands it back to me.
Keep this safe. Right after you plant your seeds, pour the entire mixture onto the soil. You must get quickly to the fairy's garden. Do you know your way? If you'd like, you can take my special shortcut.
Should we go our own way or take the shortcut?
Take the shortcut.
Good choice. Follow me.
We follow the gnome to a sitting room at the back of her cottage. On the wall in front of us is a very large wooden grandfather clock. There is a door underneath the clock's face, narrow but long, spanning the whole length of the tall clock's trunk. The gnome stops in front of the clock and begins to talk to us intently.
The wise wizard is an expert at making and traveling through portals. For his dearest friends, he creates portals, or magical shortcuts, to particular places. His friends guard the portals closely. Some are locked up, some in odd sorts of places. They are all kept secret. But for you two, I'm making an exception. You are on a monumental quest. This portal will save you precious time.
The gnome opens the clock door and a magic space appears inside the clock. It is round like a tunnel, with colors swirling all around.
Go ahead. Step inside.
What do you think? Should we go inside or find our own way to the garden?
Go inside.
Okay. Hold my hand. I step in first and you join me immediately after. Whoa. Oh my goodness. What a weird sensation. We see colors swirling all around us and feel like we're moving, going somewhere, but I can't tell which direction. Then, all of a sudden, it all stops. We find ourselves standing next to a large oak tree in the middle of a flower garden. A stone path lies next to us leading to a wooden fence with an open gate. Oh. A little fairy with blue wings flies in front of us, and then suddenly darts away into a garden of roses behind the big oak tree. As she flies, she drops a sparkling trail of fairy dust. Should we follow the trail of dust into the garden or go through the open wooden gate?
Follow the trail of dust.
Okay, we follow the trail of sparkling fairy dust. The dust hovers above a gravel path. The gravel path winds through a thick garden of colorful and fragrant white and red roses. We can see in front of us an open patch of soil, about 10 feet square, among the rose bushes. The dust ends right in front of it, and we see the fairy with blue wings. She appears to be waiting for us, hovering in midair in the middle of the empty patch.
Thank you for following me here. I understand you have seeds as well as magical potion needed to grow a magical fairy fern. I have prepared the soil here for you. I will watch over your fern as it grows. Now, please hand me the seeds you have collected.
Should we let the fairy plant our seeds or should we go back to the wooden gate?
Let the fairy plant our seeds.
We walk to the fairy in the middle of the empty patch of soil. I hand her the seeds we have collected. She places them in a small hole in the soil and then covers the hole with more soil. Then, I pull out the bottle of potion and hand it to the fairy. She pours the entire mixture over the newly planted seeds.
Okay. Now I have a special surprise for you that will save you precious time on your quest. Normally, a fairy fern takes a week to grow to its full height. But here, look, a handful of fairy dust. When this dust is sprinkled by me, a fairy, right over these seeds, your fern will grow to the sky right before our eyes. Watch.
The fairy opens her hand over the soil and sprinkles sparkling fairy dust all over the area. Then, right before our eyes, a green plant emerges from the ground. It begins to sprout leaves. As it steadily grows taller, the leaves get bigger and bigger, becoming more like branches, and the main plant stalk is soon towering over our heads. Before long, our fern is taller than the tallest trees around, and then we see the top of it disappear into the clouds. Should we climb the fern together?
No.
Okay. We leave and head back through the roses. We see a dirt path directly in front of us heading through the flowers. We also see a beautiful rose garden off to the right. Should we take the dirt path or go into the rose garden?
Stop.
Okay, goodbye. We appreciate your feedback. Please leave us a review in the Alexa Skill Store.